There's a lot of parents watching and listening, and I became a parent. I have a 1-year-old boy right now. I also have a stepdaughter who's 13, and so I'd like to not cause trauma in their lives.
Yeah.
What can I do?
Well, when I give these talks and people say, oh, I'm afraid I screwed up my kids, I say, don't worry about it, I'm sure you have, because we do, So it's not a question of, can we be perfect? It's a question like the great British child psychiatrist, D.W. Winnicott said, can we be good enough? Good enough does not have to be perfect. Well, the most important dynamic in human life, and this is why it hurts so much, is attachment. Attachment means the seeking of closeness with another human being. Now, the human infant is an attachment machine. He seduces you. They make big eyes at you, they make cute, girly sounds. They just want you close to them. Why? Because they don't live without it. They can't survive with a day without attachment. And attachment, it doesn't just mean your physical presence, it actually demands your emotional presence and your ability to sense what they sense and to attune to it and to respond. But that's what's needed for healthy personality development, for healthy physiological brain development, and for a healthy sense of self. So, what parents can do is they can really take care of their attachment relationship with their children at any age. Now, infants basically teach you how to do it if you're willing to learn.
Yeah.
If you're open-minded and not too stressed to listen and to pay attention. If you're not too busy being a workaholic physician or
Broadcaster.
Or broadcaster or whoever you are, if you actually attend to your child, be there with them, they'll teach you. Infants will. Older children, it gets a bit more complicated because they've already been programmed in a certain way. Then they act out their programming. And of course, acting out, is that phrase used in Britain, by the way, as much as it is in the United States?
Acting out?
Yeah.
Is that kind of a misbehaving term?
Yeah. I don't know if they use it in Britain so much, but I know they do in North America.
Right.
So acting out, kids will then act out. And then as parents, we're told, well, if your kid acts out, this is what you have to do to control their behavior. Which means we don't understand English very well. Because acting out actually means to portray in behavior something you haven't got the words to say in language. So when older children act out, they're actually giving a message about their emotional realities. Instead of reacting to their behaviors, we need to not react, but respond to the emotional message that they're giving us. And basically, the emotional messages that they give us have to do with some troubled aspect of their attachment relationship with us. So whenever we see our kids acting out, wherever we're puzzled or troubled by their behavior, we need to look at that relationship. And how have we not given them, despite our best intentions and our deepest love for them, how have we not given them what they needed? And how do we then restore that? And so that's the subject of a couple of my books. The one on ADHD, which I see as not as a disease, but as a response to infant and early childhood stress when the parents are emotionally disconnected and the child is in too much pain. How does she deal with it? She tunes out, becomes absent-minded. Now they're diagnosed with a medical condition. So it begins simply as a compensational mechanism. But more importantly, another book I co-wrote, it's been published in many continents, Hold On to Your Kids, Why Parents Need to Matter More Than Peers. Because in our culture, there's a great tendency of our children to get pulled into the peer group. Kids are creatures of attachment. They have to belong to somebody. And when they disconnect from the adults, because parents are having to work, they don't see their kids the whole day, because parents are stressed, because parents watch television, because they won't have family meals anymore, because everybody's caught up in their gadgets. When we don't give those relationship necessities to our children, they'll turn to whoever's around. Who's around are the kids. Now children become attached to other kids. Now it's all about measuring up to other kids' expectations, following their lead, conforming to their perspectives and opposing the parent. Because you can't attach the two people who with opposite points of view at the same time. So once you attach to the peer group, you start resisting the adult group. Then we call that the rebellious child, the oppositional child. We increase the pressure, which if you put your hand out for a minute, if this shows up on the camera, what do you do as soon as I push on you?
Push back.
You push back even harder. And then our kids are pushing back at us, and then we could label them with oppositionality, and we label them with acting out and recalcitrant and rude and all this stuff. None of the sort. They just don't have the relationship with us. It's our job to restore it. So, from infancy onwards, beginning from the first prenatal visit, people can start connecting to their infants, maintain that connection, and if you do, difficult things may happen. It's not that painful things will not happen in life, but the child will not be traumatized. So trauma fundamentally comes down to a lack of attachment with nurturing, attuned, not loving. Parents can be very loving, but if they're not attuned, and if they're not emotionally available in a way that that specific child needs, that child is then potentially a subject to be traumatized.
Continue watching this fascinating conversation for free by clicking on the link below to visit our website, learn from the best minds in the world, and connect with a community of passionate people building the best versions of themselves. Just click on the link below, and I'll see you on the inside.